Jetzilla. They're going to be having a documentary on her, and it's in the film festivals. Once that documentary becomes available to me, I will provide people links to see it. Give you, a lot of motivation, especially in the, in the fight world, man, to always never give up, and keep fighting.
Right. Down to the Memorial King count. Thank you. All right. Thanks once again. Much love to Jesselyn and her family out there holding it down. And we look forward to Jesszilla, folks. So remember that, Jesszilla. All right. Thank you. So, hey, as mentioned, we have two special guests here tonight. Both of them recently just fought. So we definitely want to dive into some of that. And we can start with Matt, who, as you understand it, might have come out with a little injury in the contest, but hey, he's still here with us and he's still holding it down live, well in the flesh right there. How do you feel overall coming off of that victory there, Matt?
I feel good, man. I feel good. I felt like I put on a good performance, although it wasn't against who I wanted it to be against. It was good. I mean, I hurt my hand pretty early in the fight, but, other sports, you act like you're hurt. In boxing, you act like you're not hurt. So, you just gotta roll with the punches, bro. Keep on going.
Good stuff.
Did that having a replacement kind of mess with your head a little bit, or was it like business as usual?
It was a hard week, bro. It was a hard week for me leading up to the fight because everything was good. I was ready. My weight was good. Like the whole camp was just going great, and literally the week of the fight, Abraham got hurt or he ended up in the hospital, whatever. And when I heard the news, it was just like, why does this? I feel like it happens to me a lot. Like why does this continue to happen to me? I'm at the point to where I'm about to fight on ESPN. I'm gonna fight a good fighter that's gonna put me in a place where I want to be. And why does this happen to me? I mean, obviously to him too, something happened to him, but it's an opportunity that I felt like was slipping away from me. And so a lot was going through my head, man. I didn't think I was gonna fight, but I had to act like I was still fighting and make sure I was on weight, make sure everything was good. They were looking for an opponent for me, and right away they got the Gilberto, the dude I fought. They had him right away, but I wanted somebody with a better record and somebody that was gonna come in and give me a real tough fight. So I told him, like, I don't want that fight. Like, keep looking for me and try to find someone with a better record. And there was a couple names that I had learned and that we tried to reach out to and get a fight, but it was kind of short notice. So they couldn't get the guys I wanted. So last minute they told me Gilberto was my last choice. So it changed a lot of things. It changed my money. It changed who I was getting ready for. It just I wasn't getting sleep for the first couple nights. I mean, I was stressing out that I wasn't gonna fight. So that week was just real tough, man. I mean, Tuesday night I was up at 2 a.m. telling my team I don't know if I'm gonna fight. And that's the week of the fight. And then I had to kind of sleep on it. Next morning, 6 a.m. I wake up and I tell them, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. Let's do it. Because I didn't get what I wanted to get or what I was supposed to get. A lot of things changed. So, and I spent money, getting ready for the fight. I invested in myself, and it was just kind of it's kind of sucked, but I had to dig deep, and I wanted to put on a show because a lot of people bought tickets, and I know they couldn't get their money back. So I was just like, if I'm not fighting, I can't do that to the fans. So I just went ahead and just said, let's do it. Then heck with it. But it was tough. It was a very stressful week.
Hey, look, Matt, man, I want to say a couple things, right? First thing is, me, Skywalker, and Joshua, we're we're veterans, right?
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of sayings across all the different uh, uh, armed forces, right? One of them is Semper Gumby. What that means is always be flexible, right? Be flexible, be able to change, what's going on, be able to change yourself and mold yourself to the situation. Number
Exactly.
two, the guy you fought did something for you that you may not be aware of. What the world learned that night, especially me, we talked about this heavy, is that you have a different type of skill set, my guy. Like
Thank you,
we
my
hear
brother.
people talk about, oh, don't make me reach in the tool bag. Don't let me see such and such and so. I'm gonna do this and do that. What you displayed a masterful control. You were, if you wanted to bang it out with him, you banged it out with him. If you wanted to box him, move around, slide around him, pop him, you slid around and popped him. And him being able to take some of that stuff allowed us to see some of the arsenal you got, my man. Your bag is deep. So
Thank you, my
listen,
bro.
man, that was a blessing in disguise that you got a long-haired dude, and every time you hit him, it looked clean as shit, just shit off to the right, to the left, to the back. It was beautiful, my guy. Like, hey,
Thank you.
the world needs to know about you, man.
I
You
appreciate
definitely,
that.
your skill set. I believe I'm a believer. I'm a
Thank you,
believer.
bro.
Just want to let you know, man. Hey, what you did was with the performance you put on for those people, although it wasn't, for the city versus city type deal, or the Duke City Wars. I believe that's what you called it.
Yeah.
You gave the fans what they wanted to see, man. We love it every second.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, bro.
What
You know-
originally? Sorry. What
No,
was
you're
the
fine.
original reason why your original opponent pulled out?
Well, I think it was Friday. I think it was Saturday night. From the story that that they said he was doing some pool exercises in the swimming pool, doing some workouts in the swimming pool, and his family realized he was unconscious. Um, I don't. I mean, I wasn't there. I just that's what I was told, and he was in the hospital. He was on life support. That was another hard thing. Like I don't wish nothing bad on him. Like we were gonna fight, so it was war before that. But at the end of the day, we all have family and we're all people, and I have a big heart, so I didn't wish nothing bad on him. It was just I don't know, kind of sucked. He's doing better now, from what I understand. So
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Gilberto Mendoza. Yeah, we were looking, yeah. Well, not Gilberto, but Abraham Perez actually.
yeah,
That what it is, and yeah, we were looking forward to that contest. As a matter of fact, and yeah, that definitely sucks in terms of that overall. In terms of him going through that based on the information that we do have, because I wasn't sure what the injury was or whatnot, and of course, you knowing that and learning that heading into a fight, I'd imagine some of the emotions there surrounding just the whole situation had to be a load to carry into that ring.
How did
Up and say, yeah, thankfully he's okay. Because for a second you said he got injured in a pool. I was like, how do you get injured in a pool, man? That's the easiest thing ever.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he's doing better.
I mean, personally, I stay away from the water 2 weeks before the fight, but people have their different tactics and what they do to get ready for fights, and that was one of his. And it just his family don't understand what happened. He just went unconscious underwater. So I don't know. I'm glad he made it through.
Hey, and also fighter to fighter, I got to say kudos to you for taking that fight on short notice. What, you took that on the last week before the fight?
Yeah, last week, bro.
See, I'm sure everybody here understands how that is, but I don't know the casualties and everything. It's a trip, man. That's a lot of different decisions you're making. Literally a week before the fight. That's crazy. I've been there before. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You have to change everything and be ready for whatever.
So once you hit the big stage, I seen Brian Mendoza. He came to support you, bro. That was what's up, man. And you went in the ring, bro. And then round two, your hand got messed up. What was going on in your head when your hand messed up, bro?
Well, when I first did it, I don't think I noticed. I hit him with a good shot on the top of the head. They showed like a clip of a slow motion shot, but that wasn't the shot that I hurt him with. I hit him with a very clean shot on top of the head, and I didn't feel it at first, and then after that, I came up with an uppercut I came up with an uppercut left hook, and with the uppercut, I actually felt my hand. I said something's wrong with my hand, so I went back to the corner, and you could kind of see me in the. You could kind of see me in the when they go to my face on the camera. I'm like my hand. I told my coach, and he just kind of he didn't really say much. He was just like, you gotta use your jab. Just keep using your jab. He just kept giving me instructions, and my left hand kind of took over. I mean, I threw my right, here and there, but every time I threw it, bro, it was like a shot going up my whole arm. So um, I just had to get the job done with my left.
Man, you did good with that left, bro. You're even coming back with the same shots and hitting them. The hand speed was quick, and you showed a lot of good footwork, bro. Like you were talking about Loma, you look a little better than Loma, bro. We were saying that you actually look better, and you did it one-handed, bro. That's what man, you put an ass whooping on him, but he's tough, bro. Like
Man, I really wanted to get him out of there, but like Papi Chunello was saying, it did a lot for me to show a little bit of my skill set, and I kind of did a lot of the things on purpose. Like I would box, move my head, stay away. Then I got my guard up, started coming forward and digging a little bit. I was in my head. I was like, I just want to show them like I could do everything. Like I'm gonna come forward, I could box, I'm gonna make him miss and look bad, and then, I'm gonna take one to give one too if that's what they like to see. So the last round, I was like, it's all we're going and we're putting on a show. I don't care what happens. But
I sat down with Bob Arum, and Bob Arum told me that he really loves Albuquerque because it reminds him of Johnny Tapia. And I told him, I said, wait till you see my boy Matt Griego tomorrow. So he had a smile on his face. And he was your coach, for a little while. So we do see a lot of even the footwork, bro. Like it kind of reminded me of Johnny Tapia, bro. The way
he's a special fighter, man. Johnny was special.
Yeah.
Look, man. So in recent memory, Gary Russell and Tank Davis, in recent memory, from what I can remember, those guys both also fought with one hand from early on in the fight. Mm-hmm. And what people don't understand is that you really know, you can really learn about a boxer's skill set, because in each of the fights, to include yours, all of you guys were styling on them boys, man. Like if they couldn't hit you, and even if they did know you had one hand, there was nothing that they could do about it. Listen, I got my wife watching this thing. You get what I'm saying? Yo, when you started, I was like, I've never seen anybody triple it up, quadruple it up, double it up on the same side and not know which punch was coming, whether it was two to the head, one to the body, two to the head, finishing with a jab with the same hand. Bro, that work was pretty. We've talked to Jeffrey about that, about element of surprise. You know what I'm saying? And Jeffrey is of the same mindset. I'm glad we got the two of you on here. I just want to ask you, man, like, well, first of all, let's give some respect to the guy you fought, man. Shout out to him for keeping the fight, my guy. Thank you for doing it, right? But how? Like, my man, I was like, yo, because I got jokes, right? I was like, man, my man must be built out of the same stuff the Scarecrow built out of. How is he not on the ground by now? Right?
I was landing clean shots, man. Hard shots too. And like after I watched that video like so many times already, and just every shot I landed, you could hear it.
Something the fans didn't see was Gilbert at the end of the night was so cool, bro. During the media at the post-fight press conference, he came out, hugged you, bro. Said, he's the man. He gave you your flowers, bro. While people we had the news going on. All of us, reporters were there, and he gave him his flowers, bro. He came up, hugged him, bro. I was like, this dude's badass, bro. He just got his ass.
He's cool, really respectful, and he's a God's man, so that's cool. It's cool to see guys like that.
Yeah.
No, that is pretty dope right there. And hey, there's always something about it. In the case with yourself, of course, Jeffrey as well. When of course you speak to a fighter before the fight, then seeing him out there And just thinking about it from a media perspective, you can't help but root for the fighter in some sense. There's a little bit of that, like, hey, I do want to see this guy, to go ahead and do his thing because we just spoke with him. We know what he's focused on, and I thought you did a good job of going in there and showing a variety of your skill set right there, Matt. And that's a treat for the fans in itself. And to be on that stage right there, I would say that's an opportunity you took advantage of. So. You did well. You came out well from the perspective, especially of those that really tune into the sport and understand and appreciate the skill sets behind these fighters, man. You had a great showing.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah. I got one more thing to share, bro, and then we're gonna get to Jeffrey because I watched all of Jeffrey's fight. I was hyped up on Jeffrey.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Fly now, bro. But one thing, man, was a special moment that me and Matt Griego shared at the fight. Is I was sitting right there in the front. He got his seat up in the front. And when Angelo Leo got that knockout, bro, he turned to me. I turned to him. Let's party, bro. We were bad. Bro. I got to meet all his family. And shout out to Carlos Armico. He runs the New Mexico boxing page. He's been my friend. I got to meet him. Good. Matt's best friend right there, man. We were hyping this fight up, man. And, it was kind of a bummer because the Duke City Civil War didn't go down because this was like the two baddest guys in town going to go at it. Two undefeated flyweights, who's the best out of the city. And I think it kind of messed up ticket sales a little bit. I think it did.
Oh, for sure. I completely, we did really good. Personally, I sold a lot of fucking tickets. Sorry, my language, but we did really good. And
your sister, everybody was selling tickets.
And whenever they announced that, we were like, because we kind of found out about it before they announced. So it was like, man, now all these people that bought tickets, like, we're going to just stop. So my sister completely just put tickets away. We're not selling tickets no more. If you want to buy them, we didn't tell them it was canceled yet. But we're like, if you want to buy them, get them from the promoter because we didn't want to be like responsible for people like, oh, you still sold them to me or whatever. And so we stopped selling tickets and literally from Saturday to Wednesday, we stopped selling tickets. And usually it's that last week we kill it. Yeah. That's when people buy tickets, the last week. And we completely stopped selling tickets. And then Wednesday, like whenever they got me an opponent, they wanted us to turn in tickets and let them sell them. And so they kind of cut me short a little bit on being able to get my little percentage out of that. But we did really good, bro. I mean, you heard the crowd, Skywalker. It was
the crowd was electric, bro. Even though the Tingley wasn't completely packed. The crowd, bro, and then plus our guys won, man. Two guys from Albuquerque, one guy defeating the world champion. You know what I mean? And with a vicious knockout of the year. To witness that, everybody's gonna be back at the next fight, bro. So Brian Mendoza spoke to Bob right after the fight, and Bob's like, "Oh yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back." He enjoyed. He actually had fun, bro. Bob Arum had fun in Albuquerque.
Yeah, he paid attention to my fight too. I was watching. I kind of watched his face on the ESPN. I watched his face after while he was watching my fight.
He's saying chop too, bro. After that fight,
I seen that.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, well, shout out to Champ Ross, man. We're a part of this boxing prediction leagues on Facebook, and we interview you guys. We do our job as as media and kind of analyzing things. I pick who I believe is gonna win, man. I mean, there were 4 of us that picked Angelo Leo to win, right? 4 of us.
Yeah, I picked Angelo.
After interviewing him. I really listen. I do film study, man. I was like, "Ooh, this Lopez character is kind of tough." Nope. Angelo's got something else. He got something else in there. Yeah. He got something else loaded up, man. And apparently, you got something else hiding in the bag as well. So, shout out, my man. Let's go.
More will come out, bro. I mean, more will come out. Let me get a tough. I mean, Gilberto was tough as hell. I can't really disrespect him in that way. But let me get one of these top guys and pull a little bit more out of the tool bag where it's gonna make me push a little bit different. I can't wait for that.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine.
You was cutting hair with the broke hand, bro. I saw it. I was like, hey, Tim,
that's how you get down right there.
Yo, he's nice with the clippers, man.
Yeah,
bro, if my check wouldn't have got cut short, I wouldn't have been cutting hair. But my check got cut short.
That whole shop can get down, Papi Chuneo, bro. I trip out on that. I'm gonna get a haircut from them, bro. I'm gonna go for my next.
yeah.
Yeah. It's all boxing talk in there too,
hold
bro.
up. Now I'm a fan. I know they'll give us the plugs and everything. I need to. Let me follow you right now.
Hell yeah, I'll follow you too, bro.
Hey, but it's different, huh, Matt? You got to experience a press conference, a meet and greet, the way
it's so busy.
Like the way everything was set up.
Yeah.
It's so busy. That's what I was freaked out on because like usually we weigh in, we go to the room, lights off, we're chilling, we're laying down, we're just relaxing. But man, you got interviews before weigh-ins. After weigh-ins, you got to stay to do a photo shoot. Then you got another interview. Then you got to hurry up and go eat because they're gonna bring you back to fill out paperwork. I was like, God, this is busy. I have to fight tomorrow. But it was a cool experience. You know, I met a lot of people: Oscar Valdez, Chris Algeri, all the broadcast team. It was really fun, bro. It was cool. That's a cool experience. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, you earned yourself another spot on there too.
Yeah, I hope so, man. They'll come back.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
Smaller weights they got to put some more respect on them boys, man.
Yeah, for sure.
They do, and I think that just speaking from like you were mentioning, New Mexico, all that good stuff, the live environment there. From a visual perspective, you can hear and feel that it was live there in the arena. And man, wouldn't it be awesome? Angelo Leo defends that title in New Mexico at Albuquerque. There, Matt, you're on there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of hearing a little bit. I kind of already heard a little bit, so don't be surprised.
Yeah, let those seeds be sown right there, and those flowers grow for sure.
Yeah.
All right. No, good stuff.
Albuquerque that night. Let's get to Jeffrey, man. DC was
yes,
packed,
sir.
All star studded, man. Everybody on that card was badass, and they kept on saying this card started getting exciting right after Jeffrey Yu came on. They were all like the announcer.
Oh yeah,
no doubt about it. That's all to hear, definitely.
Hey,
you are mean, bro, and you're such a friendly person, man. Like I would never think that you're so damn aggressive and mean with an uppercut. Like you're friendly. I like your philosophy, bro. I wasn't able to talk to you on the last show, but you're into Bruce Lee. I respect Bruce Lee a lot. I like a lot of his teachings. I like the way that you organize your fights, bro. Like, you know, how each fight is a certain you know what I mean, symbolism for you, you know what I'm saying? And you let everybody know what this fight means to you. So how was your fight night, man? How did it go for you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, honestly, it sounded like a mirror of Matt's, except Matt sounds like he schooled one guy with one hand. I was just in a tough fight where this guy would not go down. Matt, I understand you, dude. I was hitting this guy with bombs, and he was just taking all of them and just not rocking, not being moved anywhere. It was crazy. But the fight itself, I was actually really glad because this was the first time, well, the second time I went a full 6, but the full time I went the full 6 in front of these fans. So I feel like people were able to see more of my skills. It wasn't just a 1-round knockout or a 30-second knockout, anything like that. I was actually able to show people what I got or a little bit of what I got. And so, you know, it's a blessing. And same thing, shout out to my opponent. You know, it takes 2 to tango. And again, I don't know how he ate some of those shots, man. He was a tough dude. Tough.
Jeffrey, so I wanted to ask you, because I saw the trunks that you were wearing in your last fight, if you had a background in Muay Thai or if that's something that you do now.
So I no background in Muay Thai, but I train out of an MMA gym, and I'm hanging around a lot of different Muay Thai fighters or even the Sambo guys or grappling people. So it's just it's sort of a nod to them, but I don't have the same problems as in not knowing who I'm fighting the week of. I didn't have those problems, but given the fact that the last theme was the way, I had actually ordered trunks like 2 months in advance, and they got stuck in shipping. It didn't come, something. Didn't find out till the week of. But just because I had that theme, just because I had that in my mind, truly, I became so zen leading up to the fight and in the fight. Like, it was just like nothing was on my mind. I was like, yeah, that's the way I'll deal with it, no problem. So, yeah.
Yeah, Tim, you know how I've always asked. I always, I kind of touch on performance anxiety and the psychology of things. One of the bigger points that I got out of the conversation with you is that, he studies like philosophy and all these different angles that kind of put him in a particular space that you don't have to worry about all of those outside things. I think, and also he also talked about his ability to understand his body to shed weight, right? He brings a different aspect of it where he's able to make a weight that probably, would be tough for other fighters to make it. They'd be hurting doing it. You know what I mean? So I think we definitely probably should, get some advice from this guy and kind of help people understand what it means to be able to shed weight properly and safely, because that's something that's misunderstood, and that's kind of what led to what happened unfortunately with Perez. You know what I mean? You're doing some last minute things, some last minute prep. Maybe it was some maybe it was an issue with nutrition. So you got any pointers for people out there, as far as shedding weight and understanding water intake and things like that?
Yeah. I mean, it's a learning process. I definitely find a professional or team around you that knows what they're doing or has credentials or has experience with it. I'm lucky that coming from such a deep MMA gym, Kaizen MMA, we've got people that fought on the UFC level or the Bellator level or the PFL level. So just coming from that wrestling background, MMA background, that their weight cutting is crazy, especially the wrestlers. They're losing 30 pounds of weight. Yeah, it's incredible. But I think coming from that and gaining some tips from that, especially about, how to rehydrate, what to aim for, what to eat, what you're looking for. Because some people just, right after the weigh-ins, they're going to eat steaks. That's not the best thing after you just lost all that water.
That's right.
So I think being around MMA guys, that's really helped me with my experience. But then also I'd say something that everybody can do, just keep track of your data. If you weigh yourself every day and just keep note of it. There's a bunch of apps you can just keep record of it. Because now I'm realizing, I'm only 5 fights in, but now I'm realizing I got my data from, when fight camp starts to where I'm at, 2 weeks out to where I'm at the week before the weight cut. And now I just have a frame of reference I'm outside my range. This is going to be a pain in the ass to cut. Or I'm I'm right on target. Everything's good. That's something that, everyone can do. Just keep data, keep records of your weight, keep records of what you're doing. That helps out a lot.
Yeah, you're definitely a guy I wouldn't play poker with, because man, you're just too nice, man. You just set somebody up to just ship all the chips.
Do you ever have you ever had do they measure your body fat percentage or anything like that?
No, so I've had those stand up. I think they're DEXA. I don't know if they're DEXA scans, but they're the stand up scans where it's electromagnetic through your body.
Yeah,
they try to do the circuit there. But I heard those aren't the most accurate. But I want to get the ones that scan everything. Yeah, I'd love to know that.
Yeah, because my strength and conditioning coach, he'll measure your body fat and pretty much tell you what's safe to cut each week. What you should be cutting each week and stuff like that. It's so important. People don't realize how important it is to do it right, man. Some people want to do it all last minute and try to cheat on their diet and do all this stuff, and then they're cutting 20 pounds the last week, and you don't refuel, man.
Yeah. And there's only so many of those last minute. I'm just gonna bum rush through it. Cuts you can do, man. That's a mental challenge, man.
Ridiculous, yeah.
And you both of you guys needed your stamina in your last fights because your opponents just stayed there. What are some of the things that you do, Jeffrey, to make sure that your lungs are there for the fight?
I probably like every box. I do a lot of road work. And it was funny for a while. I was only jump rope. I was I hate running. I'm never doing that. But now it's all run. It's not really as much jump rope, but a lot of road work. I got a dog. I'm running with my dogs, so it keeps me busy.
Yeah, same road work, man. A lot of
shout out to the dog lovers out there.
Yeah, buddy.
I try to keep track of. I do keep track of my times each time I run, what I'm doing my miles at. And I try to beat it each week by a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And by the time I fight, my miles are under 7 minutes. So I think if you could keep a high pace for a good amount of time, you should be good for your fight.
Yeah, most definitely. I think a long time ago, I forgot what magazine it was, but there was a Carl Froch quote. They were interviewing him, and one of his quotes, he was saying something they don't tell you when you become a pro boxer. You become a pro runner too. You become a pro marathon runner. You're gonna get those miles. So that stuck with me. I was like, all right, I gotta learn how to like running, enjoy running.
And I think every boxer actually hates running, but
Yeah.
like Mike Tyson said, you gotta do it like you love it. So
Yeah, that's legit right there. And I know, yeah, being in the military, that's one thing we had to run and all of that stuff. And there was always situations where, like, yeah, didn't like doing that, so I only ran when I had to run or whatever. Outside of that, just doing other sports and things. So having that focus and discipline, a boxer, yeah, you need to have that. So kudos to you guys out there making that happen. I was able to be there live for you, Jeffrey, there when you were doing your thing there in the ring. So I appreciate what you displayed there, just being able to see you in person there for the first time. Took out Dennis Candelaria. So, no, I thought you had a great performance there. And I saw the fans really show up and show you some love right there. Shout out to Kaizen MMA as well. So you see a mix of that in a lot of spots. And I think, Skywalker, you mentioned it as well. So all of you might be tied to it in some capacity where kind of you see a blend of some MMA and boxing gyms that kind of working together right there. And you see a lot of MMA fighters that are working in boxing on the amateur side. I know I've seen a lot of that as well, like them doing a lot of amateur fights because the amateur MMA scene isn't quite like the amateur boxing scene, of course, So in terms of that, Jeffrey, just thinking about it, you ever, and I'd imagine there's some sort of cross thing, but I know your coach there, Gustavo, who was on last time around, he works with some MMA fighters as well. Do you ever do some sort of cross training with them there in the gym? Is like a group thing?
Everybody wants me to go into some sort of other sport, do some wrestling, do some grappling. My mindset has always been I only have so much room in my brain for one sport, and I haven't even mastered boxing yet. So I'm going to focus on boxing. I've tried to dabble in kicks. It's not pretty. But actually after this last fight, something I did want to do is work with some of the Sambo guys, some of the stand-up wrestling guys, because something I'm noticing, especially in this last fight, when these guys get hurt and they start clinching, I got to get a little better at that stand-up wrestling, figure out different ways to shuck them off or control them in that spot. And I feel like a lot of that stand-up wrestling translates over. So I'm lucky I got people around me like that. Let's see what I can snag over from them.
Okay. No, good stuff. I respect that.
Like we talked about going overseas and having to fight guys from Europe. Tim seems he's a residential expert on that. And those guys do it a little different over there. You got to be able to get dirty on the inside with them. I'm about tired of seeing our people go over there and complain to the ref while, the guys get busy with him on the inside. Give it back. So definitely, man. I'm still on the mat thing because I'm trying. Where does this footwork of yours come from? Do you take dancing classes? Do you break dance?
You see me break dance that night, huh, Matt?
No, I've always kind of been quick on my feet. Like I have a quick bounce and a quick in and out, and but I have to give credit to one of my old coaches as well, Fidel Maldonado, senior. He has a son, Fidel Maldonado Jr. as well, that you guys got to check out. He's one of the most talented dudes I've seen, for real. In the gym, one of the most talented dudes I've seen. He won some titles, and he was a bad dude. But as far as footwork, Fidel Maldonado, he would have us there hours, bro. We'd be working on footwork, steps, little angles, little pivots, There's so many different steps to boxing, with your feet and getting in and out and just creating different angles, the little steps though, like I heard a couple people talking about it after my fight. Like I have little steps that are quick and he's kind of hard to catch me, but that's all him, bro. He I had it myself. Like I said, I was quick on my feet, but he broke it down to me more, teaching me where to be after certain shots, or what shot to expect after throwing certain shots, getting out of the way and making other shots longer, cutting other shots short. their shots anyways, so they can't land their full power. But yeah, I gotta give a lot of credit to Fidel Maldonado, bro. He helped me a lot of my footwork. Like I said, a lot of it's like a natural gift. One of my old coaches used to tell me, his name was Steve Mirabal. He used to tell me it's like you have a built-in radar. Like if you see the shot coming before it comes, and that was as an amateur, and it kind of just stuck with me, bro. Just you got to keep moving, you got to keep your head moving, and it is after getting ready and getting sharp. It is like a radar there. You just see the shot coming, you get out of the way. But yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's big time right there. That made me think like, I was just thinking about it, seeing you in there doing that footwork, hitting that guy with everything. Jeffrey, same for you. You were in there, you were hitting that guy with everything, and just thinking about it from that perspective. The guy's not going anywhere. You're just landing bombs on him. Like starting with Jeffrey, then Matt. Like Jeffrey, what's going through your mind when you're just tagging this guy and he just keeps coming forward in some capacity?
I always think I can get it done. I think something's going to get it done. So it's just a matter about being smart and not taking anything back. Especially in that last fight, like halfway through, it was like, okay, well, let me be smarter. I don't need to get in a slugfest with this guy. I can just pick him apart. Let me pick my shots and be a little bit smarter. So it's just I got faith in my shots, but it's just a matter of keeping the defense on point, I feel.
Oh yeah. Good stuff. What about you, Matt? I know you kind of had touched on a little bit, yeah, and you had been in there with that opponent before, but yeah, just hitting them with everything. They keep coming forward. Kind of what gets you through that, just knowing, okay, yeah, it may ultimately go the distance.
Yeah, well, I knew I was in great shape, so I knew I could go the distance if I had to. So I just kept putting shots together, man. But to a certain point, I was like, God, I gotta get this guy out of here. I really wanted to get him out of there, bro. And then like halfway through the fight, I was like, I don't think he's going anywhere. I'm just gonna put on a show. I'm gonna show them my footwork. I'm gonna show them I can move. I'm gonna do everything I could just to put on a show because I go in there try to take him out and it don't look good. I mean, I'm gonna let him make me look good. So that's pretty much what I did. I let him make me look good and use my footwork, my angles, made him miss. I had fun, man. I just had fun.
Now, there was a couple of points in there, man. Looked like somebody disconnected the electricity on my guy. I swear, bro. Like you hit him and he just be stuck, and like he couldn't move, he couldn't do anything. It's like he wasn't there, but he just recovered somehow.
Yeah, and then another thing too is I couldn't put full combos together. My right hand was hurting, bro. So I would throw a certain, I use my left a lot. Uppercut, left hook to the body, uppercut again. Like, there's only so much you could do with the left hand. So I do think if I had my right, we might have got him out of there. But it was fun, bro.
No, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I did have a question just thinking about it from sort of, yeah, this was ultimately your sixth fight, Jeffrey. Matt, this was what, 15 for you? I'm thinking 15 for you. Okay, got to that ESPN stage. Of course, the goal is getting there on one of those larger stages so more people can see you actually applying that trade. Just Matt, thinking about it from that perspective in terms of some people, they kind of want to know the formula or whatever it may be. And ultimately, sometimes it might just be you keep fighting, keep doing your thing, keep putting on good displays. And that's what gets you there. And think about you getting the call, at least to be on ESPN or whatnot. Kind of what do you think that you could share that kind of led to that? Just thinking about your career and finally kind of getting to this point. And of course, the sky's the limit now moving forward. What would you say kind of contributed to that?
Yo, Matt, hold up. Let me open up Word and take some notes real quick.
Honestly, man, honestly, it's a lot of letdown too. A lot of times I feel like I get a big fight or a good fight, and there's an opportunity knocking, and then it doesn't happen. And then you keep rolling and keep fighting and keep working, and sometimes you feel like you're working for nothing, but something's gonna happen. You just gotta believe, bro. You gotta really believe that something's gonna happen and keep pushing through those hard times because boxing's not no easy sport. It's hard in all levels. The work, but the in the brain, that's what's really hard. Everything that we go through behind the scenes, and so it's been real hard. My career hasn't been easy at all. A lot of letdowns, a lot of fights falling out or people pulling out, and I haven't had the easy road at all. And it's just I have a family that backs me. My wife does really good at that, and then having the kids as motivation was just something different. So this opportunity came. I'm sorry I get a little bit choked up because it's been tough, bro. Boxing's hard, man, and a lot of sacrifices. But when this opportunity came, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, and then it almost got taken away from me. And with my family backing me and everyone backing me, I kind of just I had to dig deep and keep pushing, bro. And that's the thing, just keep pushing because it's hard and you feel like sometimes it's never gonna happen, but it will. It'll happen. You just gotta keep on working. And now we're just waiting for the next call, and we'll take that as it goes and take what comes and give it back. We're gonna do something and just never give up. That's the thing, because it gets hard.
No, that's big time right there. Well, we appreciate you sharing that, and I think that's kind of the life here in that sport. Hey, Tim Jr., you would know that yourself. You have any perspective on that? Even with you coming from a family background, you still have to put in that work to get your name out there.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then like what a lot of people don't understand is what happens behind the scenes. Like my man right here, especially. There's times where you're on a card, your fight is good, but the main event might fall through, or something might ruin the whole thing. I've been there the morning I'm supposed to fly, and the card get canceled and all that, and then these guys have families that feed, and they got people that support them, and that's probably one of the hardest things about being let down is you're ready to go, you're training all these weeks, you're ready to perform, and then boom, something that's out of your hands stops you. So I relate. I'm glad that I don't have to really go through that part anymore, and leave it up to these young guys. But my question to Jeffrey was going to be, if there was one thing in your game plan that you could change. Not saying that you have to change anything, because I watched the fight and it was a great fight by you. But we're all our best critics, and what would you change or not change, add on to your style so that you could make the fight a little bit easier?
But I'm going to answer this, but then I'm going to flip it right back because Papa Yayo, I told you, I need all the critiques. But what I felt was that it took me 1 or 2 rounds to get to my game plan. I felt like early on I was kind of eager to, let's get in the scrap. He was throwing with fast hands. I thought I could match it on the inside, and I wasn't really under fear of being hurt by his shots. So I elected to stay in there, and he might have landed more shots because of it that he didn't need to land. So I thought, starting a little faster, getting to my range and how I wanted to fight, starting that off a little quicker and not just wanting to trade. I think that's something I'd adjust, I'd fix.
Yeah, sometimes when we're watching the fights, they don't really have they don't always have microphones in the corner. I always wonder, what type of instructions are your corner giving? Are they presenting to you, and are you actually executing those things? Are you going out in the first 5 seconds and doing exactly what they say, or are you throwing the plan out the window? How do you feel like you responded to the instructions that your coach was given? I mean, would you like to elaborate?
No, I definitely could, because I think I adjusted exactly how my corner wanted. They were really telling me the same thing. They were telling me to stand on the outside. You don't got to trade with this guy. You're the longer guy. You can pick your shots. You can play that outside game. And over the course of the fight, I felt most comfortable maybe middle of round 3, round 4 through 5 through the end of the fight. That's when I felt most comfortable about, okay, I'm using my distance. I'm on the outside, and I'm taking advantage of the fact that I'm the longer, taller fighter.
I want to ask a question that maybe people don't think about. Either one of you guys, or both of you guys could answer this question. What is the recovery time for you guys after a fight before you can get back to normal? When you get into some sort of war that just lasts for rounds and rounds, like how's your stomach, your body, your head with the concussion type thing? People don't really know what's going on. Is there a way for you guys to maybe enlighten some of the people who are not aware of, what type of things are occurring to you after a fight?
Man, you got way more experience. I'm gonna let you start.
Every fight's different, bro. Like there's some fights that you don't really take a lot of damage and you don't get hit a lot and you're good within the week. Like I'll go back Monday. And then there's some fights that they last long and you get hit, or there's little injuries that happen that no one even knows about too. Like whether it's an elbow or a shoulder or something. So it just really depends on what's going on with your body. But I like to take 2 weeks off usually for every fight just to kind of reset. And my strength and conditioning coach, he really believes in not really let your body get out of shape, but a little bit just to get back in shape, kind of. That's how I feel. I like 2 weeks, but if the fight ends early, I'm back the next week. Like, let's go. But it just really depends on the fight, bro. Like, I feel like I haven't been in a big war where I'm cut up and busted up. So we'll find that out when we get there, hopefully real soon. But or hopefully never, actually. Hopefully we never have to. Hopefully we don't get hit that much. But we'll see, man.
That was a great question right there. That made me think. Yeah, just kind of how important. And this is a question for I would say all three: Tim, Matt, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey didn't give his thoughts on that though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was gonna say. No, I agree. It's it changes per fight, how much damage you take, how much if you're able to avoid things, But something I just realized after this fight is, man, adrenaline is a hell of a drug.
Oh, yeah.
You don't feel anything I don't feel anything until a couple hours after. It's like, oh, I guess I did get hit. Where'd this come from?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Listen, man, absolutely. So I can speak to the adrenaline portion. I've been in roads. I've been 50 feet away from a roadside bomb that was 500 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And you go 6, 7, 8 hours, and you're just so pumped up, and then it hits you like a truck. You're like, everything hurts. Your body hurts. You can't move. It's like you just had a sound wave go through your body. You get what I'm saying? And so we definitely could relate, especially, me, Skywalker, and my man Josh up there. So it's just, I just wanted to hear from a perspective of boxing and what it takes for you guys to recover from some of those things.
Yeah. And that kind of ties to what I was about to ask here in terms of, it's still on this same subject, just thinking about it from that standpoint, the background stuff. I do a lot of stuff tied to boxing history from way back in the day, where these guys would fight 100, 200, 300 plus fights and all that stuff. But what people don't see, of course, is the back end. They only see the spotlights, the bright lights, all that stuff that takes place. How important is that sort of family team dynamic? Because there will be a number of boxers starting out. Some will have probably the right people in their corner, but there will be those that don't, and those are things that they have to go to mentally and physically. So how important is that, from your perspective, just from an overall standpoint there, Matt? We'll start with you.
I feel like the biggest thing is having people in your corner that you could trust. Yes, people that could teach you and are willing to grow with you, because as a team, you better keep on growing and keep on learning. And that's coaches as well, The coach's loyalty to you is to keep on learning as well and getting better. So you keep learning on your own. But I think the biggest thing is like I said, somebody you could trust, because at the end of the day, we're fighters, bro. And the most fighters, there's no quit in us. There's some fighters take so much damage and the corner don't take care of them, So I think it's important to have people behind you that you really trust and care about you. And that if worse comes to worse, knock on wood that never happens, but that they got your back for your health and your safety, so you get back home to your family, because we're fighters, bro. I'm going, you better kill me. But at the end of the day, your team has your back, and that's really comfortable to have people that love you. And I think that's really big.
Yeah.
About you, Jeffrey?
Yeah, 100%. I can echo all of that. Again, like you said, fighter's job is to fight. No quit, to fight. That's why you got your corner with you. That's why you got managers. That's why you got everything to hold you back from any dumb decisions or going too far. But for the fighter, it's the fight. So you need that team around you, definitely.
It's also important on the business side of things as well.
Oh yeah.
Because if you don't have someone that you trust, it could be a hard road, man. You know, people basically fighting for free because they don't have the right people around them. So yeah, you know, to add my 2 cents, you need that around you. You need people that, you know, can keep you from, you know, harming yourself on the business side and inside the ring.
Yeah. And you know what you guys are doing really good, and you guys and keep it up, is the marketing, man, to the fans. You know, you guys are doing good with your fans. Everybody was here in Albuquerque. You know, 80% of that crowd was Diamond Boy fans. You know, at your fight, I could see all your fans there too, supporting you, yelling for you. Everybody showed you mad love, and that's real important, man. Is networking, connecting, you know, meeting people. Just showing love to your fans, man. Keep it up, man. The community's just going to get bigger and bigger, man. Your fan base is just going to grow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, I know. Hey, that's the big time thing. And I know we've had you here for about an hour, so we can start to wrap it up because you guys are fighters. We get the hint, certainly. Tim always lets us know when it's about that time for a fighter to go ahead up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, real quick, we did have a comment about you guys moving up. I know you two are kind of early on still in your career. So right now you're focused on the divisions you're in. Good question there, Adam, and all that stuff. But man, we truly appreciate you guys being here, and we always enjoy being able to have sort of that insightful and in-depth type commentary from both of you guys, and just thinking about that and kind of what's next in terms of. I know you're kind of nursing a little something right there, Matt. But hey, what's the plan here? What's the plan here for the next weeks, months?
You know, I'm going to spend this time with my cast. I'm going to spend time with my family and just, you know, it was a long camp. Like I said, I had 3 fights fall out before this fight. So it was a long camp. Spend time with my kids. My daughter, we just put her in ballet. So I'm able to go enjoy and watch her practice, which is cool. Give me a little bit of downtime. And then once I get this cast off, you know, I'm back in the gym and I'm going to start getting ready. And, you know, I actually, the day after my fight, I got an offer to go fight in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's in October. I won't have the cast off till, you know, so but opportunities are gonna start coming, man, after that fight and after being on TV. So I'm just gonna be ready for whatever comes, you know. I'm kind of hearing Top Rank's coming back, so I'll be ready for that, of course. But we'll see what happens in between then. I'm ready for whatever. I want to fight some of the top guys. So
Arizona too. They got me going to Glendale September 20th, man. You can go next door and fight a Top Rank, or even Nevada, Vegas. Get you to go to Vegas, man.
Heck yeah.
No, that's awesome right there.
There we go.
That's awesome. Offer from Japan. I think we were kind of talking about that, like, hey, overseas,
bro.
And all that on the last ever.
It's different.
We'll speak it into existence, bro.
Yeah.
Right. No doubt about it. It certainly is. Hey, Jeffrey, what about yourself there, Jeffrey? Hey, what's here for the next several weeks, months? What's the plan?
Yeah, well, the dream is to fight in Japan, so hopefully I get one of those calls, man. That's what I want. No, I'm looking to get at least one more in, probably around Q4, like October, November timeframe. Hopefully against Gary Hampton, the guy I got the 1L2. If I can get him back, if I get him in Nova, that'd be great. But we're looking to just get the ranking up. My goal was to break 75 in the U.S. by the end of this year. I think I'm at like 97 right now, so you know, we're on our way. So whatever gets me to that level, October, November timeframe, definitely.
All right. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, we're looking forward to that. As mentioned, of course, we appreciate you guys, everyone who was in here tonight, holding it down with us. We have Matthew, Diamond Boy Griego, and Jeffrey the Fly U. And Matthew fights at flyweight for the record. And despite the Fly nickname, man, Jeffrey fights at featherweight. So that's just for the record right there for y'all. But no, we appreciate all of you all being here. We appreciate everyone who dropped by, dropped comments, showed us some love right there. And of course, we're going to come back. So stay tuned for sure. We'll catch you on the flip side there, folks.
Thank you guys. Hey, good luck, Jeffrey, with everything. Keep working, bro.
Likewise, man. I'm about to follow you, man. You got a fan now.
Yeah, same. I'll follow you back. God bless you guys.
That footwork, man. Woo.
Yeah, I can take some notes, man. I'm going to have to learn.
Coach